attacking you and things of that nature. So I'm gonna give y'all a little. I'm gonna give y'all a little key, a little magic trick, how to like separate from generational curses. And a lot of these generational curses are built in how the land was built, and the pillars and the structures and the buildings and the city hall. And the intent behind the Masons, each colony of the 13 that was building each civilization had a certain energy. A lot of these motherfuckers was in raping mind states, cheating on a wife mind states, manipulating the world mind states. So these energies is correlated to how the people that they start to make mutts there and make them master builders, aka slaves, built the concept. So y'all end up living out those natures, right? You can see it in today's time, as far as there will be no such thing as gangs and gematria and the concepts that is built on based on the Bible and things. Latin kings, you know what I'm saying? That's in the Bible. You know what I'm saying? It ain't Latin, but it's Lord and things of that nature. So replace it with that. And then disciple, you know what I'm saying? Gangster, disciple, and things of that nature. Crip is in there also within the context. Blood is too. It's just not in them terms. But for the most part, this will help you understand how they're building the formations and shit like that, right? So you need to understand the human psyche if you want to get rid of a generational curse, or you want to get rid of a hex or a curse thrown on you. And a lot of the shadow government, such as myself, they've been throwing curses on content creators, certain content creators, not all of them. The ones that's in the algorithm based upon preaching certain things that they want you to speak in, even if you think you're going against them, they got them still up there getting a lot of views and things and not manipulating their likes and views and things to be low instead of high. You see what I'm saying? So, but for the most part, because a lot of times the things that we speak, even by default, it may disregard some of the things and the products that they're promoting elsewhere. Like, you know, kicking good game like I'm kicking, right? We ain't thinking about metaverse. But by default, it puts you in a certain mind state to not give a fuck about metaverse. And they have a lot of product and things that they're trying to promote with that. So, of course, YouTube is compromised with some of these networks. So, of course, you're not going to be allowed within a certain algorithm to obtain a certain audience that's going to lead to outcomes of not supporting what they're trying to present in the world. You see what I'm saying? Now, so if you want to, and this is a good time to talk about this because of all this Pisces energy, and the sun in Pisces. Happy flight day on my Pisces. If you want to get rid of generational curses, because a lot of times you are a spirit that didn't necessarily experience these things, and you just coming into a trait mental form that got parents that might got other family that do have those traits, but it's not meant for you. You was meant to experience similar traits in this time, and in this time it don't have a lot of those things, so you're here to experience something different, but you might still have certain awarenesses due to the fact of that trait and what's it attached to due to the other spirits that was in this realm spiritually before you, not spiritual age but physical wise. See what I'm saying? So for the most part, a lot of times y'all be fitting shoe sizes, esoteric shoe sizes, or getting hit by esoteric bullets that's not even meant for you, and you ain't even having these experiences. But since you choose to identify with those natures, just like these titles in the Bible and Israelite and stuff like that, right? You end up wearing that mentality, and that light bend in on itself and become your characteristics and your actions and your verbal expressions, and then you actually manifest those type of events in your life. So then you actually think you're intelligent based upon the history, not the practice, because you lost into learning about the outcomes of people who act like this and everything around you, and you end up thinking that you were proving yourself right and you intelligent, so you end up on a roll thinking you a teacher with the blind leading the blind, not understanding the esoteric aspect of it. You actually manifested that situation for yourself, and all you had to do was get out of that mind state, and you'll start manifesting different outcomes, even if you are part of a family that quote-unquote claim they were slaves. Okay? Now, they might try to hunkyfy you and say, oh, why are you doing this? Why are you not acting like us? That's just another form of why you not scared of your vulnerability and why you expressing it. Eventually, your vulnerability is going to turn into an ego, and it's the very same thing that they casting stones at you to make you stop and be docile and make you feel guilty about expressing yourself, for another form of ego to protect that. Instead of you doing that, they're not going to be able to stop it, and you're going to be able to be an example for God. Show them a new way of how to get out of that limited circumstance. You'll show them new possible ways, God, of how to get out of that limited circumstance, the devil. And that's it. Now, don't allow no human that's weaker than you to redirect your path from where your spaceship is going in that direction. That's allowing them to, instead of you be modest, they make you humble. And then now you're in their heaven. That becomes your hell because you busy upholding their desires, their solar plexus, their light. And your day becomes stressful because that becomes heavy on your spiritual shoulders. upholding everybody else's chakras and star systems to fly over you, and they ain't shit. Because if you was to jump in their space, you can't go nowhere, and they barely can help they goddamn self. So you need to go ahead and be strong enough and create your light and make it better than theirs, and show them you ain't humble, you modest. You could bring yourself down to their level to show them how to come to your level, or just remain in their level, because you ain't gonna be humble when it comes to that aspect. And that's it. That's all. You know what I'm saying? And that's spiritual wisdom. But here's the thing. When you're going through generational curses, what you're experiencing in the fourth, fifth, and sixth dimension is your spaceship running into a foggy cloud and you can't see. And sometimes an asteroid, it'll make you crash. In the 1, 2, and 3rd dimension, you look like a person that's crashing, doing things that look like they're out of character and things of that nature that can fuck up their opportunities in the long run. So here's what's going on. Based on that negative intent, that's what that cloud frequency vibration full of awareness energy is going to be a collection of. And if it's directed towards you or anything that's on your mind that you attach yourself to, you're going to experience going through those foggy clouds. And you're not going to be able to see your destination and path clearly. And you might set up shop and do subsidiary missions there that's not even for you. Right? And here's where you're fighting battles that's not for yours. And you don't even got no sufficient weaponry to fight these battles. I mean, that ancestor or that they made you get lost in or whatever don't even give you a sufficient weapon, a sword, good logic to explain it, and a good shield, good emotional blockage so you don't get emotionally affected every time somebody kill that shit. You know what I'm saying? Kill that first son and daughter. You know what I'm saying? Stand corrected on your ass. Destroy your knowledge. So, for the most part, here's the thing. You're fighting a battle that's not yours. And you're not even good with the warlords there. And you don't even understand who the warlords there. And things of that nature, based on your lack of information from the spiritual world. Men and women shall perish when they lack knowledge. Men thought, women feeling shall perish, aka this is why y'all act confused and y'all don't know what to argue, because you lack knowledge. So your spirit just always perishing, and that's the ritual y'all practice. Now, here's the thing. Everything we doing, you can experience it in a micro scale, right? So think about what pisses someone off who don't like you when you don't pay attention to them. Think about what you have to do as a practice in order to not pay attention to them, right? Whatever they desire that you was adding on to cause you to react, you stop reacting to that desire that make them wet and inspired to keep fucking with you. So when a person smell that in the esoteric world, they attack. If you don't give them nothing to attack, eventually they have to fade. Now, take that on a spiritual level, right? When you're dealing with the shadow government or you're dealing with individuals who don't like you and they're throwing certain hex at you or curses at you based on that cloud being a negative intent, in the spiritual world, what you need to do is don't be aware. Don't desire caring about how that individual think or feel. So here's the thing. That's how you do it on a local scale, small scale, dealing with a weak human or a demon. When you're fighting a real fight and you're not just fighting your own demons, you actually see others and they see you and you see them being part in human bodies too, right? And things of that nature, right? Then you're fighting the real battle. So in this case, you have to do that on a broader spiritual scale once you go through the experiences to do it with other individuals. The way the shadow government do it is based upon the things that they do, that they put you in to make you be in survival mode. They know you're going to need a job. They know you're going to need these things. And when you don't have these things, they know that the average individual, even when they're not around, is going to express the way they crafted the world, aka being distressed and feeling like you're separate from God when you're not obtaining good health, material, maternal, or shelter. So these are the things that they created in order for you know that they're not hanging you upside down on the cross anymore, and you're going to be sufficient and docile even when they're not around, just based on the Walt Disney or the commercial to make somebody be like, I'm going to get that job, right? Here's the thing. Whatever that you're doing based on having more importance on your creative gifts and talents, they know this is how you create anything in the first place, or it would be no such thing as them creating business, entertainment, education, religion, and politics for you to have a subsidiary version that they like you to do for you to be the product up under their world. Social security card of it. Money. Mark of the beast. So let's say you're like Uriel. You're sparking your own attention, but without their help. Without the tribe, Amun Ra tribe, without their help. So you're not crying to get a record deal, but you're so creative, you're still sparking the same attention as someone who went through their circumstance and their gain stalking outcomes indoors, right? Now, here's the thing. When you're in this situation, now you're fighting a war. You're competing with them for offices at the top building at the real Babylon buildings in the esoteric world. Here's the thing. First, they're going to assassinate your character, your first sons and daughter, and see how you react to it in the 1, 2, and 3rd dimension, right? So they're going to create the world how they've been doing it because they got access on that, and make the whole world look like whatever that you doing is opposite, and make the things that's convenient to the average sheep mind, create the curriculum mentally and physically, so whatever you doing look totally opposite to what's regular at the moment, all the way down to your grandma turn into an agent and say, child, you need to go to church or just go to college. Now, here's the thing. If you still have the witty banter, spiritually, metaphorically, hypothesize, right? Speaking in parable, but still have the correspondence and starting points to make it make sense into the 1, 2, and 3rd dimension, even to the point that you're knowledgeable on their intellectual properties and their books and shit like that. You're able to come and convey and speak the right things to convert in the right way to encapsulate other minds to the point that there's no way that they can even take that mind again. Now, here's the thing. You're creating teamwork makes the dream work. When you don't show them that you care about that cloud that they throwing at you, that if you receive it, you will get depressed and discouraged, and it'll play out in a 1, 2, and 3rd dimension. That's your character being assassinated without you understanding that's what's going on. When you don't care about it, here's how you defeat that generational curse or that curse that they throwing at you. Because they can't use the thing that they think you would care about that would lead you to a shadow priest or your demise or someone in that same area to kill you anyway, based upon the way they set the shit up and everybody fighting over position with competitive energy. So you're not participating in any of that shit. So this is how you get rid of that. And whatever illusion that they try to create for the sheep, such how they do on my channel with the views and the likes and shit like that, right? Still won't take individuals away from the actual message and to actually believe what they're trying to present to make everybody believe normally as the curriculum of what it means to be lit or to be smart like Neil deGrasse. Whatever the individual like me is conveying, they still won't be able to persuade the average individual due to the fact of what I say and the knowledge God gave me to word it so much to let you know that you can't see it no other way because you got common sense. See what I'm saying? So that's how angels break it down. But that's how you get rid of the motherfucking curse also, and you will start seeing how you can still manifest and flourish even without the shadow government help. So you don't be going through those stressed out days and then your energy get inverted for crumbs and you end up just using they small witchcraft voodoo for a person that look just like you. You can't go do it to them, though. You just got to go debate or go kill or go hate grandma and go in the woods and be musty for 1,000 years because of it. And rock other people to sleep with new versions of deodorant, incense candle hanging on the wall, award sticks. And I don't know, should I wear it or give it away or light it before my practice and rituals. I just know I was helping somebody community because I was walking in New York and I got stopped on 105th in Harlem and somebody was saying, man, help the community. And then dude got locked up and then everybody figured out what he got locked up for a few bricks. God damn. Then he got out and changed his life and praised Allah, some rapper's bodyguard. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it don't make no sense, but at the same time, that's what's going down right now. That's what's going, y'all ain't shit. Oh, I'm saying, back to astrology.